This is the Volkswagen 𝐊𝐘𝐒 T4 AAB engine, and today we install this to the engine bench.
I'm from Finland.
Take it out.
Hi, I am Sami and I want to be Overlander. First, I revealed my ego.
Hello and welcome to Wannabe Overlander YouTube channel. Today I have been mostly clearing my stuffs in the garage because I'm going to start something totally different phase in this T4 Overlander project. So we are going to pull out the engine from the storage and start to figuring out how I can manage to mount that to the engine bench. So let's start to clear. I have here lots of spare parts. Some of this old, which I'm going to save for the... You never know when you are going to need this. So here we have AAB engine, 2.4 liter diesel without the turbo. This is so durable engine. This can last forever. I need to clean this first, or I think I'm already cleaned this, but like this, yeah, I need to definitely clean this before I start to do anything. More cleaning and more cleaning. I need to take the clutch off and then take hundreds of photos and so I washed this a little bit, and but there is a so thick sticky, creates something burn, oil and dirt cannot wash out. Now it's time to take off the parts so I can mount it to the engine bench. Perhaps I need to take off first the damper because I cannot turn that nut if I take off the flywheel. Perhaps the engine going to turn, so I can lock it here from the flywheel. Then I can take off the flywheel and then I can start to mounting it to the bench. So, and in the bench I could take off the rest of the parts. So that kind of job.
Pysyykö se siellä? Ei, aika tiukka menee. Aukessa. No, hyvä. Aika tiukka nyt.
Hyvin tää oli täällä kiinni.
Tää on kyllä koko.
Joo. So behind the damper there's no actually that diamond washer, and here is the damper, and I don't see the diamond washer here either. So, and I changed the timing belt a few years ago, 2019, before driving to Asia, but there wasn't washer because we do exactly same what it was before, but in a damper I see the cracks in the rubber, so I should install the new damper, and I have to check somewhere if I can find any information should there be a diamond washer. So let's take off the flywheel and then I can start to figuring out installing the portable engine bench. So let's try to remove flywheel. I cleaned the one socket to the flat because the bolt heads are so low. Let's see how tight this up. Yeah. Okay. We don't want to ruin bolts. They are quite sticky, so perhaps there is a treat lock. I think I see some treat lock there, blue treat lock, so that's why they are a bit sticky. Yeah, okay, the flywheel is off. Is there any markings which way this should be in? The clutch surface is very nice. I just need to clean this. I'm going to remove this end seal here because when I put this in the bench, perhaps I'm not able to open this. So I'm going to open it first. I see the one thing, perhaps you're able to remove oil pan without removing the gearbox and the flywheel, because there is actually channels to these bolts if you have a small tool enough. This was very not tight. This was very loose, these bolts. Going to open another. Yeah, this was very untight. Like I said, I don't remember. Do I empty the oil pan? But perhaps the oil not come out from here. Without scratching anything. Yeah. This be a little bit big work to mounting this engine here, because this not the universal engine bench. This is some kind of homemade crap. I think this is from the some cardan propeller shaft piece here, which is welded to this metal, and every time someone used this bench, they cut out everything that was the previous engine and weld the new ones. I have bolted metal piece here, so the surface would be even with the engine block. Just with the one bolt now. So I'm going to weld this a little bit together. I can take it off from here and then weld it properly. I can mount it with every single bolt. So the tension, it's not only with the 2 bolts each time when you rotate the engine. This just a little bit up from the crankshaft, so anyway the head is heavy, but I can start to build this engine and take off the head. I think I'm not rotating this much upside down with the head. Let's start to work. Less talk and more work. I need to put lots of power to my welder. But now I'm not going to weld this 100%, just for the enough I can take it off and welding it in the table. Yeah, I think it's going together quite well. Just not weld together accident with the engine block. That's not what we want. That's gonna hold this place. When I'm welding it, if it's bent too much, then I tightening the bolts, I might break the block. Yeah, then I'm not going to filming all this. Definitely this is not a nice one, but now it's solid rock. I could take off and welding it finished. So I think today we could mounting this to the bench. This is an absolute piece of shit. Now I'm welding this together and then we lift it to the bench. It's an absolute beauty. But strong welding is enough, and I think it could be hold the engine block. I think so. So now I should bolt this on 100%. The treats are fine, the bolts are fine. It should be fine and able to rotate. And the crankshaft is not touched to the
to the dismounting bracket.
Only thing, this end seal have to install when everything else is done. Now I should be able to lift this to the bench. Let's try to figure out how we could install this engine to the bench. Perhaps I need to remove the bench first. Yeah, it's on the way. All the way is here. I'm so scared. I don't ever happy with the engine bench. Yeah. There is a water come off. But I'm able to turn this here, rotate this here. Can I lock it? But it's sticky, so I think it's not going to flip. But anyway, it's not going to floor or somewhere. Let's take off the lift, and the floor is now water because it goes to the new position. So now I can take the engine to the washing room and rotate it. Check the oil off the engine. I need to wipe the water off now here. So that's it today. Tomorrow I'm going to continue. I'm going to open the engine. So there is some things you cannot know how to take off some parts, and if you broken this, can you get the new anywhere? This one is, I didn't broken this, something burned, I don't know, burned inside, or there is a melted plastic. So this piece definitely should check, can I get the new one? And I cannot take out this breather. I don't know how much force I can use here. Perhaps I need to take the valve cover off and look it inside how I can push it out. Perhaps I take first off the manifolds because they are quite huge piece and they are on my way all the time. So make sure your key is in the hole all the way. I don't ever use a bolt gun in the parts which are for my own use. If I turn with my hands, I can feel the bolts, treats and everything. Because if you work with the manufacturer, you need to save time. I hope today I can open the engine. Yeah, it's come off. This is very lightweight piece. Yeah, we could look inside the engine first time, and it's definitely word for open and the main chain. So, but there is something which I don't ever see before. Are this kind of bolts, nuts. What is this outer piece there? Is it some kind of locking mechanism? Like there is a separate washer, but it's outside of the nut, not under the nut. WD-40. And then let's check. These are already open. What the fuck? Some not closed, anything. Yeah, nice. Oh, there is a tight one. Yeah, I can open. Yeah, this end was totally open. And one nut I need to open with the wrench. Yeah, it should come off now, but it's a little bit stuck. Yeah, now it's coming off. I could sandblasting this, but for what? It's get rusty anyway. This piece was loosened, but there is not any signs of blowing. Seal was okay. Let's look inside, but they're looking okay. The first one has a little bit some kind of oil leak, but definitely because of the intake valves are a bit oily, so there is a leak in the valve seals. Exhaust is fine, and this is a very common place where they leaking, and as you see here is lots of rust around here, and if you see this thermostat housing, there is a crack in that area. near of the bolt, this was leaking. This is the one thing what you should carry with you all the time when you're traveling with the T4. Usually the leaking is very minor, but if you don't take care of leaking and you leave your engine boiling, then you could crack your cylinder head, and that's not what you want. And now this is very rusted in the place. I don't know how I could take it off. Very sticky there. So this area should clean very well. So if you take this seal out first, perhaps it's easier to take off, but it's off now. Let's see how I can manage to take off the fuel pipes. Yeah, they could open. Oi. Good slipping with this tool. Perhaps this my tool, it's not so proper. I cannot take it off here. But there was a problem with the one. Now there, it's dripping. Why I could not open this one? Okay, someone a little bit ruined this. Perhaps this tool is a little bit not tight enough. Now all is loosened. You can leave a comment, should I buy the new pipes? How long time this could survive? But I think these are quite good shape if I just clean them. They're not so rusty, there's a little bit, but not so much. So the pipes off, how I can put them back. So there's not much place for put the wrench to the injectors. And this is, I can say this is impossible. Perhaps if I take off the vacuum pump, let's take off the valve cover, I think. Oh, it goes off, yeah. So perhaps I could take off this vacuum pump here. I heard the vacuum pump could cause also the cutting the shaft if this stocks. Yeah, I see this axle here. So this shaft is in very good condition. I could not see almost any wear here. Yeah, it's very nice fitment here. Yeah, this head goes to the shaft. So if this is the original, so I think it's better use this original pump than they install the low quality. So all my glow plugs show 0.9, if I can get connection, 0.9 ohm. So every glow plug works, but I'm going to change them anyway. I'm show you now how you can testing this. You see the glow plug here. I connect this to the 12 volt, no time, and it glows nice and red. So these are working, but because I make a so big engine rebuild, I'm going to put everything new. So I'm stripped the engine already quite far. The next thing, I'm going to take off the belts so I can take off the cylinder head, then the oil pan. Of course fuel pump goes off too. And but now I'm going to have a lunch break. Let's see, can I open this belt puller here? I make this homemade tool. This is the workshop manual recommend to do this tool. This tool I can use also in the wheels. I make a 14mm holes there, so I can use this also with the wheels. This is quite tight, this bolt. Yeah, now it's open. Yeah, it was very tight. You should make this tool. Definitely it's easy to use. The workshop manual says 60 cm long this arm and 20 cm handle, but just take some scrap metal to use this. So that was a perfect tool. Should leave the bolt in the place so I don't drop the gear. Yeah, now it's off. Yeah, and this is a tapered end, so this is crazy, this engine, because there is no, there is a slot, but in this pulley there's not any slot. And another end of the timing belt there is a slot, but another end there's no anything, so it's just with the friction of this end, and this bolt needs to be tight. But this end don't broke the engine, but another end could broke the engine. Now we are able to take off this cover. If we change the water pump, it looks like we should take off this cover, or maybe perhaps not. We just turn this, because I just started looking. I think we don't take off this upper gear. So when you open it like this, you could turn it here. Take off the water pump, I think so. How I supposed to remember all the bolts? Obviously we put the new water pump last time. I can take it off now. I see some guys water pump loses those propellers. You should have something garbage in the engine if you can lose those. Yeah, and the cylinder head bolts are �𝐔𝐇𝐎 12. Let's see how tight they are. I could lock this because this is spinning all the time. Yeah, now it's much more steady. Yeah, they are tight. I should take the longer wrench. I could use this moment wrench to open these bolts. Yeah, so let's try to pull out the cylinder head. I don't know how stuck it is to lifting it. Yeah, it's not stuck, the head is off. And you see there is a crack. There is a crack. There is a crack. Actually, there is everywhere crack. This is a typical of these heads. They tend to crack. What about the cylinders? There can still see some machining. So, and the last bolt, there is a million bolts in the oil pan. But you see my draining plug. I ruined this plug in the Russia Altai. That time I could open it last time, but when I coming back from that journey to Finland, I couldn't open the oil pan. I weld the 19mm nut here, so I need to have a new draining plug. I hope I can get it somewhere. But now the oil pan is off, so let's try to lift it. Yeah, everything goes off quite easy. So let's see what it have eaten. So there is a quite good splash walls inside here. Okay, now this one is off. Here are some markings, but perhaps these are factory markings, not the overhaul markings. If the cylinder is not very worn, then I just wash this and put it together with the new bearings and piston rings. Now the engine is open and we see a little bit what about this engine have eaten, and I'm going to end this video here, and perhaps next video I'm going to start to find the parts.
Thank you for watching and see you in next episode.
And checking a little bit more specific and cleaning things. And but until that, I hope you guys like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Remember, it costs nothing. So see you in next week. Bye bye.